So today I was driving down the mountain and I was thinking about the situation I have where I've been feeling a lot of fear, usually in the middle of the night between 2 and 3 in the morning, to the point where I'm almost scared to walk by my walk-in closet. This walk-in closet I've cleaned out many times. It's a very, it's in my house. I'm a very comfortable with my life type person. And I've been experiencing a lot of fear. And instead of praying the fear away, I've started telling God, even when I go through hell, I believe that you are going to be there with me, that you're going to guide me through this situation, whatever it may be. Well, today I was driving down a mountain and I had this beautiful, clear thought. And it was the Psalms 23. And the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And the verse that came to me was, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. And to me, the valley of the shadow of death is the worst place you possibly can be. You're in the pits of despair. You don't have hope swirling around you. You're not high on the mountain peak. You don't have a lot of sunlight. This place is cold and dark and very scary. And the very next words out of the psalmist's mouth was, I will fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. And as a child, I've always been taught that the shepherd's rod and staff were to correct the sheep. If the sheep started wandering out, he would beat them. If they started, going in the wrong direction, he'd hook it around their neck and drag them back into the fold. And the shepherd didn't always appear loving to me. And as I'm driving down the mountain, I'm thinking, what if this isn't a negative thing? What if we're not sinning and therefore we're in the valley of the shadow of death? What if we're going through life and, we can't see all the things that surround us? What if when we are in the valley of the shadow of death, it's not because we've sinned, but it's because we trusted God? What if the shepherd is going through this valley of the shadow of death, not like the corrective father who's always mad at his children? What if he's going through the valley of the shadow of death like a dual-wielding paladin, or like Gandalf? When Gandalf beat the Balrog, he had his staff, so here Jesus is with a rod and a staff. Here we are probably in front of him, and he's warding off Satan coming to get us. And that's why we don't fear evil, because it says, for thou art with me. The very next part is thou art with me. So I think going through the valley of the shadow of death is not always a bad thing. And it just proves that, once again, God is forever loving and kind, and he is always with us.